Hey y'all, it's Missniecytv and I'm here to do a review for Zatima Season 4, Episode 6. The episode picks up and Angela's at the law firm looking for Fatima and she comes across another person that works there. Her name is Stephanie and she's like, have you seen Fatima? Stephanie points and Angela's like, okay, I see her. So Angela goes to approach Fatima, but when she reaches Fatima's office and Angela knocks on the door, she's like, hey girl, how you doing? Fatima puts her finger up like she doesn't want to be bothered and Fatima doesn't say anything. I don't think Zach is the only one that's getting Fatima's attitude now that she's pregnant. Angela's getting it too, so she tells Fatima that she'll talk to her later. Well, Angela's making her way down the hallway and it turns out that it wasn't actually Fatima in her office at all and it was Leslie who's pretending to be Fatima. Keep in mind that Leslie is wearing the same exact outfit that Fatima wore to court that morning. Leslie is really taking this obsession too far that she's actually wearing the same exact outfits that Fatima's wearing. So Leslie really looked at the camera that she has installed in Fatima's house, saw the outfit that she was wearing to court that morning, bought the outfit and wore it to the. How did Leslie get past security without having to show a badge or some type of identification? I really don't know. Fatima has worked in this law firm long enough for them not to know exactly who she is. So they should be able to tell if somebody's impersonating Fatima or not. First of all, her and Leslie are not even the same size. Leslie is truly a different type of crazy that she wants Fatima's entire life that she's willing to impersonate her at the law. So as Angela's walking down the hallway, she sees Fatima and she's like, where are you coming from? Fatima's like, the break room. Angela's like, no, you're not. You were just in your office. Fatima's like, no, I wasn't. Angela's like, that's weird. Angela's like, well, I was just in your office and there's this lady in there that looks exactly like you. Her hair was a little bit different though. No, Angela, her hair was exactly the same. Fatima's like, well, it's been a long day. Angela's like, well, do you want to walk out together so I can tell you about Bryce? Fatima's like, I can't because I have to stay late and work with this client. Angela's like, who? Fatima's like, it's a celebrity client. Angela's like, who? Fatima's like, it's Sage. Angela's like, Sage, the queen of R&B. Fatima's like, yeah, we just had this meeting and I have to do this paperwork for her, so I have to stay late. Angela's like, okay. Angela's like, since you like to sing, you could possibly use this opportunity as a way to get on the record with her. Fatima's like, it's nothing like that, I just want to do my job. Angela's like, okay, but if I were you, I would seize that opportunity. Great minds think alike, Angela, because I said the same exact thing. Fatima said that she had to turn some papers in, so she was going to turn it in at the front desk, so Angela decided to walk with her. And as they're walking to the front desk, Angela's giving her props about working with Sage and how this is a great opportunity. So Fatima turns in the papers, she speaks to the front desk lady, she asks the front desk lady how she's doing. Fatima turns around and she's just staring and I wonder if she's staring at Leslie and she finally sees her. Because once Fatima walks away, Leslie walks up and she grabs the paper. Now my thing is, how did the front desk lady not hear anybody grab the paper? Because I know paper is loud and you can hear it when somebody grabs it. Y'all are really sitting here and trying to tell me that nobody saw Leslie grab this paper and nobody realized that that lady is pretending to be Fatima? That law firm honestly needs to get better security because if something happens to one of the people that work there, the law firm could be negligent for it because they don't have good security. Over at the bar, Bryce and Zach are talking, and Zach is just letting them know how he's proud of Fatima because she's working entertainment law. Zach is like, I didn't even know she wanted to do that. But I'm proud of her, and she's doing big things. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't want her to overwork herself. Zach is like, I just want her to balance between work and the baby. Preston's like, it doesn't seem like she's stopping anytime soon. Preston's like, she's the type that goes exactly for what she wants. Zach is like, that's exactly what I love about her. I just want her to be able to balance. Bryce is like, as far as Angela goes, I know that she loves me, and I really want her to see that. Zach is like, you can't make her see something that she don't want to see. She basically told you that she was emotionally unavailable in front of everybody. Because, like, that's very embarrassing, and maybe you should not even try to push her, because the more you push, the more she's going to pull away. Bryce, in layman's terms, what Zach is trying to tell you is you need to leave that girl alone. She don't want you, and move on. Is Bryce actually going to follow through with moving on? No, he's not. Leslie is not the only one that's obsessed with somebody in the show right now. Bryce is clearly obsessed with Angela. He really needs to let that go. And Preston's like, so what am I going to do about Deja? Zach and Bryce look at him and just say, move. Over at the salon, Leslie walks in and we see Belinda doing hair. And I'm like, when did Belinda start doing hair? Does she even have a cosmetology license? And I'm glad she's not doing that podcasting. Belinda turned around and she's like, hey girl, because she thinks it's Fatima. Belinda's like, you look like somebody that I know. Leslie's like, I get that a lot. Belinda's like, so what are you here for? Leslie's like, I just want to touch up on my girls. Then Belinda starts talking to Leslie like, you look like so much like my homegirl. You remind me so much of her. Leslie's like, oh, well, I'm pregnant and my fiance is planning the baby shower. It's just gonna be family and friends. Leslie, were you at the hospital too? Did you have a camera in the hospital room? Because that's the only place that Zach and Fatima talked about the baby shower. Belinda's like, so what does your fiance do? Leslie's like, he works in real estate. Belinda looks at her because she knows that something's weird, and she's like, you remind me so much of my homegirl. Leslie's like, well, she must be a really good friend to you, and whatever you did, you should apologize for it. Belinda's like, how'd you know it was me? Leslie's like, I don't, but I really do think that you should apologize. Belinda takes her advice and she calls Fatima after Leslie leaves. She's like, hey girl, I know you don't want to talk to me, but do you know this lady named Les? And before she could even get it out, Fatima's like, don't be calling me on no messy stuff. And I bet you're calling me to tell me that this lady slept with Zach because she knows what his privacy is like. Belinda was like, I wasn't even going to say that. And as they're talking, Fatima gets like these kicks in her belly, and she's like, the baby's kicking me. Belinda's like, it doesn't sound like the baby is kicking you. That sounded worse than that. Fatima's like, well, I would know because I'm the one that's pregnant, right? Belinda's like, you know what? I miss us, and I just wanted to call and see if you're okay. Fatima's like, I'm okay. Fatima's like, I do miss you, though. Fatima, this pregnancy is making you soft. All the things that Belinda did, they are unforgivable. There's honestly no way that you should be friends with her again. Honestly, I don't even know why she still has access to contact you, because if it was me, I would have blocked her number and made sure she had no ways to contact me. Due to the things that Belinda has done in the past, Fatima is not going to be receptive to anything that Belinda has to say about Leslie, and it's going to lead Fatima to be in a situation where she should have listened to Belinda. Zach is going to find out, and it's going to be a world of trouble. And we're trying to keep Zach on the straight and narrow here. But when Fatima gets off the phone with Leslie, Fatima's still having pains from the baby. And I'm like, that is not a baby kick. There is something wrong. Or she might be having Braxton Hicks. Either way, she needs to go to the hospital. Then we see Zach come in and he brings her food. And she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I brought my baby some food because you and the baby have to eat. Fatima's like, oh, that's so sweet. Zach tells her that he's going to go to the anger management thing, and Fatima's like, that's good. Zach is like, I'm doing anything that I can talking to my son. He asked her what time she gets off because he's like, I got a body wrap waiting for you when you get home. And she's like, I can't wait. She's like, let me hurry up and finish this work so I can get home. But my thing is, the whole time that Zach was standing there, she didn't feel these pains at all. So it's time for Zach to do his anger management. And when he walks in, he's looking around and he sees this girl. And he walks closer to her and he's like, Lori? They both asked each other what each other's doing there, and they both said that they have court orders. I'm like, Zach is like, so that explains the way you've been acting towards Nate and why you're so chill. Lori's like, yeah, well, I've been coming to these meetings. Zach is like, yeah, they really are working. Lori's like, well, Dr. Reed is good at what he does. Zach is like, Dr. Reed? That's when Dr. Reed walks in, and Zach is like, Dr. Reed, what are you doing around these parts? Dr. Reed is like, this is my way of giving back to the community. Dr. Reed asks how he's doing and how Fatima's doing. Zach is like, I'm doing good, but Fatima's getting out there and she's taking up most of my time. Dr. Reed's like, well, the pregnancy's going with it. Zach is like, yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna actually go. I just came to check it out, about to eat, and then I'm gonna leave. Dr. Reed is like, have you been to anger management before? Zach is like, nah. Dr. Reed is like, well, have a seat. Dr. Reed is like, before we get started, I just want to go around and talk about everybody's progress. Last week we talked about shifting planes. Dr. Reed is like, Lori, I gave you a little bit of homework. How did that go? She's like, me and Nate talked. Zach starts snickering, and Lori's like, what, Zach? Zach starts snickering, and Lori's like, what? Zach is like, nothing. Dr. Reed is like, so how did that make you feel? How did you react? Did you threaten him? Zach is like, no, she didn't. Lori's like, how you know? You wasn't even there. Zach is like, Nathan told me. Dr. Reed is like, wait, so you and Lori know each other? Lori's like, this is Nate's best friend from playground days. Zach is like, yeah, I know everything. Dr. Reed is like, so how do you think she did on the behalf of your friend? Zach is like, she did good. He said that she didn't yell, try to hit him with the car, try to hit him with the bat or nothing. Dr. Reed is like, well, that's good. Zach is like, whatever you're doing, you need to keep her here. Reed is like, well, you know, everybody's going to have to graduate this program one day, right? He's like, so I just want you to use the tools that you learn in here for the court order, but also I want you to use them inside of your everyday life and figure out how to navigate your emotions. Because like, well, the group is very proud of you and we're proud that you had that conversation with your husband. I'm glad that it went well. Lori's like, so what's else our goals now that we didn't really have this conversation? Dr. Reed is like, well, the next step for you two is marriage counseling. Zach coughs, and Dr. Reed is like, you know what, Zach, it's your turn. So Zach introduces himself. He gets up there and starts acting silly. He's like, my name is Zachary Taylor, and I'm the manager of my own business. He catches Dr. Reed writing something. He's like, what you writing? Dr. Reed is like, oh, nothing, just something for the judge. And Zach slickly calls Dr. Reed a snitch. So Zach decides to take it seriously. He's like, well, My name is Zachary Taylor. As Dr. Reed knows, I haven't grown up with the best life. My mother is a drug addict and my brother is a piece of crap. Zach is like, and sometimes it feels like they just do stuff to mess with me. And every day I feel like I'm waking up fighting for my life. Zach still has some trauma that he hasn't resolved, and I hope this anger management really helps him to know that he can control his emotions and other people shouldn't affect his. Dr. Reed basically gives him this speech about other people shouldn't have that much power over your emotions. You control them. Dr. Reed is like, so it's other people's fault why you're here. Zach is like, well, I did give my brother the beats, and if it wasn't for those people who was recording, we wouldn't have these problems. Dr. Reed is like, so it's the people that recorded it and not you? Zach is like, no, I didn't say that. It's actually Jeremiah's fault, and I wish that people would leave me alone and I wouldn't have to react like that. Dr. Reed gives him the whole speech again about people shouldn't have this much power over your emotions. You control them. Dr. Reed is like, the common denominator in this situation is you, and you needed to take accountability for it. Dr. Reed is like, stand up. So him and Zach do this exercise, and he pushes Zach, and Zach is like, I'd advise you not to do that again. So he pushes Zach again, and he's like, he's trying to control the emotions and not hit Dr. Reed. But then he turns around, acts like he's going to hit Dr. Reed, and Dr. Reed is like, see, you controlled your emotions. I know you want to hit me, but you didn't. Zach is like, sorry to break it to you, but I really want to hit you right now. And I've also wanted to hit you since I met you. Dr. Reed is like, well, I'm glad you control your emotions, and to that, it's my feeling. So Dr. Reed is done with the exercise. Zach looks at Lori, and he's like, so he be pushing you like that? Lori's like, no, I be paying attention. Lori's like, if he did, I would have ran him over with the car. Zach says something smart. And Dr. Reed is like, okay, who would like to turn? In the law firm parking lot, we see Fatima walk to her car, and as she's walking, she's looking around. But then she finally gets to her car and she hears something. So she turns around and she stares. I honestly don't know what she's staring at. And then she gets to her car and there's some toy sitting on her windshield. And I wonder if it's a childhood toy of Fatima's. She holds the toy for a second and she throws it. And it's like she's looking like the only person that would know about this toy is somebody that's close to me. Or maybe she told Leslie about it and she's realizing that Leslie is talking. Fatima really needs to let Zach know that she's feeling unsafe so Zach can do something about it before it gets out of hand. Over in the, we see Connie talking to Jeremiah and she's like, where were you? Jeremiah's like, I've just been around. I've been here and there and everywhere. Connie's like, well, I want to help you. Jeremiah's like, I don't need no help. I do need a hit though. Because the last time I had a hit, I saw my mama and she came to me. Connie's like, you talking crazy. Jeremiah's like, no, I really need a hit though. You got something? Then he grabs Connie and Connie's like, get off me. You scaring me. And as they're talking, Connie just falls. And Jeremiah's like, are you okay? Connie's like, yeah, I just got lightheaded. Jeremiah's like, don't worry about me. I'm going to be okay. You go lay down. I was like, Connie's going to have to tell somebody about this besides Tony so that they can know what to do and help her in situations. Because what if something really happened to Connie and Jeremiah wasn't there to catch her when she fell? And nobody will be able to know what to do to help. Over at Zach and Fatima are talking. Zach made Fatima dinner. They're talking about how work was. She's like her fear because she's tired of wearing heels. She's like, she's going to wear flats for the rest of her pregnancy. Fatima's like, I just want to apologize for the way that I've been acting. I know that I've been so hard on you. Zach is like, I understand. It's part of the pregnancy. He's like, I want to apologize too. I know that I've been so overbearing. And when Zach found out that Fatima was apologizing, he pulled the Fred Sanford, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. Over in the Jeremiah finally got the hit that he wanted, and as he's about to set up to take this hit, he's just talking to himself about how he lost his children, his wife, his self-respect, everything that was good in his life, he lost it. All because of drugs, and if he knows that, why would he continue to do the drugs? But then the same thing is we're talking to an addict, and there's no helping them if they don't want the help. But he takes a hit and he overdoses. I'm like, I really hope somebody finds Jeremiah and gets him the help that he needs. Jeremiah definitely needs inpatient help. There's no outpatient. He doesn't need to send himself out. He needs to do a program, a detox, and everything else. Because maybe if he gets his life right, he could talk to his children. But let me know what you guys think about this episode. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn your bell notifications. Bye!